Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Greater Houston Business Procurement Forum monthly breakfast forum workshop. And I say breakfast, that's the normal case until COVID-19. So of course, right now we're doing a webinar, Teams webinar, and that's being hosted by MCA Communications, which is an MWB, a hub firm. They've done a fantastic job for us from the IT, audio, visual. Just been one of the best companies I've had the pleasure of working with over some 20 years. So just a great company, and we thank them for all their efforts with the forum. Today, we're excited. We have one of our best teams and I guess presenters with all of our independent school districts, our colleges and universities. Everyone is here today to talk about their particular programs as we enter into the 2022 fiscal year. And of course, many of them, I guess most of them are doing at least some in-person learning, but as well still in the face of COVID-19. So the question becomes, what are you doing? What are they doing? Is there anything they're doing differently now in terms of us who want to do business with them? And certainly, I'm sure with it being new fiscal years, they have new programs, probably new initiatives, and new projects for this new fiscal year. So very, very excited about talking to one of our again, one of our best and most committed groups in our educational institutions. So with that, I'd like to always start off. We always start off with one of our strategic partners. And today, I just saw where Abel Garcia, who is the executive director of NAMAC, the National Association of Minority Contractors, just flat out one of the best organizations we've had a chance to partner with, to be a strategic alliance partner, is here. And I know he has some great things. They just had an event just last week, a little breakfast, and I thought it went very, very well. They've been highlighting some of our Harris County officials. I think just last week they highlighted member Cagle. So Commissioner Cagle, who is the commissioner of Precinct 4. So with that, Abel Garcia. Abel?
Milton and your audience, good morning. It's always great to be here with you.
It's always good to see you.
We're a little closer today.
Yeah, we're a little closer.
But having said that, NAMAC is about being close, right?
Yes.
Close to its
Yes.
members, close to its corporate sponsors, and
Yes.
close to its audience. So bring some good news as always.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number one is that our speaker series that we're conducting this year and into next, bringing a speaker of consequence to minority construction, started 3 months ago. We invited the three commissioners that were on there. We had Garcia, and then we had Mitralis, and then we just had Mr. Cagle. All of them were very successful, thanks to you all, thanks to the audience. And so we're going next to the medical.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yes.
I'm gonna need some help to see how I can get to the president of the medical center,
Yes.
so that we can have them, and then we can have MD Anderson, they'll say, possibly Memorial Herman. We're gonna have 3 months of medical,
Yes.
so that our members can get exposure to the building that's going on in the medical part.
Mhm.
Not only that, but we as minority audience, sometimes don't go to the doctor as often as we should and take care of things like we should. So it's going to be an interesting, exciting thing. We're then having Day of the Construction Worker, October 23rd. And we're going to the racetrack, Sam Houston Racetrack. They have an auxiliary building there where we're going to have 23,000 square feet of space to fill. So we're looking for a really fiesta type of atmosphere for the families and so forth. So I know it's going to be very successful. We're going to have some of the key officials of Houston there also. We'll invite the mayor and some council people and some of those new friends that we made as commissioners. 2021 has been a fantastic year, Milton. We will have 40 live events this year. 40 live events, not to have events, but to be able to get our members in front of the general contractors, in front of the industry that we need to be involved in. So we're having great luck as usual. We'll probably wind up with 55 to 75 new members, 3 or 4 new corporate members, so that we'll be at around 30, 35 corporate members. So we're really, really blessed. The community, construction community is really helping us and accepted us. This wonderful place at MCA that we were always thankful for, that we are able to do production here and a lot of things. So from NAMAC to Milton's audience, our brother Milton, our construction guy, he is the man. Thank you so much for the presentation. I appreciate it. Have a good meeting. Thank you.
Abel, thank you so much for the great presentation and all the great things that you do and the group does at NAMAC. You've just been outstanding. And I tell you, I just happened to see one of our partners, and boy, I'd love to have him come in. We were waving at him. He's a banker. So, you know, we go from procurement and contracting opportunities to financing opportunities. So we'd like to have him come in just for a minute and introduce himself and just tell us a little bit about what he's doing in the community. Okay. His name is David Vasquez, and he's with Cadence Bank. And of course, we're really excited about the work that David has done. He's always in the middle. Whenever there's an event, not only is he always looking to sponsor. I mean, he got on me the other day. He said, Milton, why you didn't let me know about this? We would have sponsored. This is a community event. We're in the middle of the community. And he's right. He's right. He's always in the middle of things. And David, we really appreciate the effort. But more importantly, I know that you guys, your office being right there at MLK and Griggs,
that's right.
that you're always looking to do some deals. And I know you're close to HBDI, Houston Business Development Inc. and Martin Mitchell's group. And so I know that you guys sometimes are looking to do tandem loans. So maybe just tell us a little bit about your efforts in the community.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you, Milton, for having me on such short notice. I really appreciate it.
You know how we do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just jump into action. But no, definitely, guys, Cadence Bank is here for, obviously we want to support the small business. We have a great product called our quick decision loan. We can usually get a decision made within 24 to 48 hours with minimal documentation. It's a line of credit for up to $25,000. But that's just, that's some of our products. But right now, we really want to lend our hand to the community. We really don't want to push our products out of the community. But if you guys have a need, definitely we want to service it. But we definitely want to be on the community, make sure our presence is known, and that we have branches in the community. We have business bankers, commercial bankers. We do a lot more than just small business banking. And if you guys see us out in the community, see Milton, please feel free to ask me what you guys have going on, or whether you're a nonprofit or a corporation. We definitely love to join in on the fun and get in on the action, and help whatever in any way possible.
I understand. David, why don't you leave them with your phone number if there's a contact?
Absolutely. You guys can get a hold of me at 713-249-6246. My name is David Vasquez. I'm the Community Development Officer for Cadence Bank, in which we deal in all facets of the bank. So I can help in any way possible.
Outstanding. Well, David, thank you. Thank you so much for being here, man.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Perfect time.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
All right. Yeah, that's David Vasquez, Cadence Bank. And as he mentioned, he's doing deals. And that's what we like to do. We're blending procurement opportunities, contracting opportunities with the ability to finance some of these loans and projects. So let's stay in touch with David for sure. I think we should go right into the program, guys. We got so many people that are here that want to present. And again, we started in sort of in alphabetical order, and with our independent school districts. So first up, I see is Jeanette Boulware. And of course, Jeanette is the Small Business Enterprise Program Coordinator for Fort Bend ISD. So with that, Jeanette Boulware.
So as you all know, Fort Bend ISD has a small business enterprise program, and we have a 25% participation goal, and it's for contracts of $50,000 and greater. And our program is race and gender neutral. Our vendor registration and certification are the two critical pieces for doing business with Fort Bend ISD. And I provided the links on the screen, and I will share these with Aaron. He will have this information. You can also contact me at 281-327-7697, or you can email me at sbep@fortbendisd.com. The certifications that we accept are only from the City of Houston, Metro, the Port, and the United States Small Business Administration. We ask you for a capability statement, which is a one-page, one-sided resume of your company. When you're looking at the certifications for Fort Bend, do not compare the programs, this program with other programs. Each of us accept different certifications. So please keep in mind when you are looking to be certified to do business with Fort Bend ISD that you adhere to these certifications. Currently, this is what we have available. We are going for potential opportunities, and this is updated all the time. Once you register, you will get all of the information regarding our opportunities. On September 29th, which is tomorrow at 2 o'clock, I'm excited to be partnering with Houston Community College and Veronica Douglas. And we're going to share with you additional opportunities and some valuable information. We have a lot of information that you can take away and apply to your business growth. And finally, this is my contact information for the program. You can call me, email. Our website is there for additional information. Currently, our location is there, but we are doing everything virtually at this time. Thank you so much, Milton. And I trust the vendors will join Fort Bend ISD and get a slice of the pie.
Great, Jeanette. And I know that I think you did just announce that you have a meeting tomorrow.
Yes, we are having a focus group tomorrow. Veronica Douglas, HCC, and Fort Bend ISD and I, we are partnering together for all trades. So we're looking at all trades. And I have a meeting this afternoon that I'll be able to share some more information with you all tomorrow about our procurement department and how they will become involved in some of the things that we're doing. And everybody's been waiting on that goods and services piece. So it's about to happen.
Outstanding, Jeanette. And Jeanette continues to work. I mean, typically she has a program usually the day after our forum, and she does a fantastic job with it. We really appreciate all of your hard work and try to put people together, and that's what it's all about. So thank you so much. And next, I see that we have HISD represented by Yesenia Taylor. Yesenia, how are you? Yesenia is the General Manager of Business Solutions of HISD. And of course, HISD is probably, well, he is the largest independent school district in the state of Texas. And I think maybe fourth or fifth largest school district in the country. And so we're just very, very proud, excited always to have HISD. I know Yesenia always has, and HISD always has a lot of new things going on. And of course, with that, new opportunities. So with that, Jacinto Taylor, Houston Independent School District. Jacinto?
Good morning, everyone. Milton, thank you for having us. Very much appreciate it. Can everybody see my screen? The presentation available?
Yes.
Okay, great. So good morning. My name is Jacinto Taylor, General Manager for Business Solutions, the Houston Independent School District. We're excited to be here this morning to talk to everyone about how to do business with the district. So just a little bit about HISD. We are, as Milton mentioned, the largest school district in the state of Texas, and we currently have 280 schools that service our students, and we are in the final stages of wrapping up a $1.89 billion capital building program, and the district does hope to go out for another bond program in the near future. About our supplier diversity department, we serve as advocates for fair and equitable opportunities for the participation of MWBE firms. So we want to increase and utilize as many MWBE firms in HISD projects as possible. We help with identifying project needs, providing networking opportunities, and participating in networking opportunities such as the one today, technical assistance with the bidding projects, as well as payment and participation reports. We are not a certifying agency, but we do accept the following certifications. So we accept the certifications from City of Houston, MBE and WBE only. We also accept the National Minority Supplier Development Council and the Women's Business Enterprise National Council as part of the certifications. Some of the benefits to being certified is that you can self-perform, you can subcontract, and then there's also just great networking database and just assistance that you can get from the different MWB organizations. About our goals. So the district has a 20% goal for purchasing projects and construction projects, and then there's a 25% goal for professional services. We work very closely with the Procurement Purchasing Services Department. Everything over $50,000 in aggregate must be competitively bid. And there are currently over 150 spend categories when you're looking at areas of business within the district. Again, everything is competitively bid, and there's different types of solicitations. There's RFPs, RFQs, CMAR, CSPs, and actually as we speak, they are doing an RFP and there's a pre-bid going on right now. A little bit about where you get our information. So since COVID, the bid solicitations are virtual. And so you can still find them online or through IonWave, but on the screen you should be able to see the current solicitations that are out there. We have some curriculum, professional development, as well as armored car services, electrical maintenance and repairs, like for like. So this is what's currently out there and available for potential vendors to bid. I just want to touch briefly on IonWave. The district is moving towards online bidding system. So if you haven't registered already, please make sure that you register online so that you can get the information through IonWave and through supplier diversity. So I'm going to wrap the presentation up with just showing people how to be connected, how to make sure that you're registered to get the information you need so that you're ready to bid those projects when they become available. So the first place that you want to register is with our department, Supplier Diversity, and you go to houstonisd.org. You hit directories and then you select the mailing list that is on the screen right here. So when you register for supplier diversity, you're going to get information regardless of your product or service, what you provide. It's going to be all of the current bid opportunities. It's going to be networking events. It's going to be workshops. And I just want to remind everybody, we do have a great workshop coming up December 8th with Susan Repka and Julie Irvin Hartman on better proposals and just making sure that, you know, you get those wins. So that's going to be a great opportunity. It's free. We encourage everybody to sign up. Also, future bid solicitations, you want to make sure that you go to purchasing services, that you see the solicitations bid on the screen, and also this is where you're going to find the link to register for IonWave. So regardless of the product or service or what is out there currently for bid. We want to encourage everybody to register so that you get courtesy emails based on the commodity codes that you accept. So that wraps up our presentation. On the screen, you should be able to see everybody's contact information. I have a supplier diversity specialist, and we need to add one more. We have 2 on staff, and we have 2 analysts also that assist with the solicitations. So with that, I'm going to wrap up the presentation. Milton, again, thank you. We appreciate that you allowed us to be part of this great presentation today.
Outstanding, Yesenia, just great. And you know, you touched on quite a few things on the certification end, and I appreciate that too. And in fact, we just posted Dr. Portia Jackson from the City of Houston OBO, Office of Business Opportunity. And she has a certification workshop, guys, and this is very, very important. It's online, virtual, and I think it's every other first and third Tuesday of the month. But she's got her link, and we posted it in the chat box. And of course, with the city, it's nice because they have reciprocity a little bit, as Yesenia was mentioning, and those reciprocal agreements allow the city to help certification, both with, with HISD, certainly with the state of Texas, and we have several agencies and institutions that you'll hear from. And so very, very important to get your certifications. Everyone will continue to keep hammering certifications, okay? So I'll leave it there. I see Veronica. There's Veronica. Thank you, Yesenia. Thank you.
Thank you.
Veronica, how are you?
Good morning.
Good.
Good. Thank you for having us here. So
Yeah,
very
well,
quickly, I'll talk about, I'm sorry, Milton, go ahead.
Yeah, no, we're waiting to get back to HCC so we can get back to in person. I think we're getting closer every month.
We are.
So
We would
Veronica
love to have you soon.
and she has been so gracious in hosting our procurement forum these past 21 years. And I guess the last 10 years at HCC West Loop campus. And of course, Veronica has been a great support in making that happen. And of course, she's the manager of the Small Business Development Program for HCC. HCC is, we've got an ever-growing community college community. I mean, to me, sometimes it's as big as the universities and all. HCC is the largest community college system in the United States. They have 14 campuses throughout the area. They've embarked on a number of major initiatives. That was one of the reasons why we came on board some 20 years ago, because they were doing, they had a small business program, an SB program, but at the same time, they had about $250 million expansion going on in near downtown. So very excited. So with that, Veronica, I know you guys have always have a lot of opportunities going on. So tell us what's going on at HCC.
All right. Well, thank you, Milton. As always, we're happy to be here. So very quickly, I will go through some factors that you really need to know and understand when doing business with HCC. So since we haven't seen each other in person in so long, and I really miss everyone, this is a look at our team. We are under the direction of Joseph Gavin. He's the executive director. There's 3 arms under him. Christopher Burton leads the contracts and vendor management side. Carrie Doucette leads the sourcing team, which consists of buyers and procurement assistants. And then I lead the small business development program. I will add that we are expecting a new team member on Friday. Conley Jackson is going to be joining us. He is a procurement specialist with the City of Houston, so he's going to join our team. And then I will be having an assistant here real soon, so you'll get to meet that individual. So real quickly again, factor number 1, the most important thing that you need to know and understand when doing business with HCC is our procurement methodology. We use 3 main types, the IFB, the RFP, and the RFQ. Always remember whenever a organization is soliciting for an IFB that they're really basing it on your price and your responsiveness and your responsibility as a vendor. RFPs, they're ranked on the best value. All of the criteria is listed out for you. And then again, we're looking at responsibility and responsiveness. RFQs are used for professional services. Our thresholds at HCC are a little bit higher than some that you may have seen in the past. Under $10,000 only requires 1 quote. From $10,000 to $50,000, we're required to get 3 quotes. This is where we really make up a lot of our spend with small businesses. We do a lot of sourcing under 50 and over 10,000 to only small businesses. So it's important that you obtain that certification. Over $50,000 is just like anywhere else considered a formal solicitation where we advertise and put it out on our website. Under $3,500, we are pushing that our clients obtain the goods by using their P card, just in case anyone was wondering. Factor number 2, doing business with us, you have to understand the evaluation criteria, understand how that criteria relates to the points associated, particularly SBE points. We made a change about 2 years ago. We wanted our small businesses to have even more of an advantage. So just as a certified small business by an agency we recognize, in a formal solicitation process with points on it, you can have 10 points just for responding. Should you subcontract out the required percentage in the bid document, you can receive an extra 5 points. So we're giving small businesses an advantage of 15 points for working together on our projects. This is something that other agencies in the area aren't doing. So please get your certification if you qualify. One of the other things you need to consider is the administrative review. We do look back at the certifications to make sure you're certified. We check your references. We look at your website. We make sure that you're not debarred. So keep that in mind when you're responding to the college. Factor number 3, we want you to register as a vendor now, and we want you to register as a vendor later. One of the things that we changed during the pandemic when we first started staying home about 1.5 years ago was accepting electronic bids. We don't have the authorization to accept them electronically yet, although we're gearing up to do that. At this point, we are getting ready to have all of our vendors register in Bonfire. And in order for you to receive that notice from Bonfire, we need you to register in B2G. You can register as a vendor on our website, which is shown on the screen. So don't be surprised in another month or so that when you're required to go back in and register again. Bonfire is also going to allow us to send out quotes to the supplier, so it's going to be your advantage to get in the system. Make sure your vendor profile is up to date. This is a look at what the current vendor application looks like. This system is used by several agencies in the area for certifications, and many people think that they're registered as a vendor with HCC simply because they see their name in the system. On the upper left-hand corner, you have to make sure you see that HCC logo. If you're active, that green bar will say active. It lets you know exactly who in your company put in the bid application, when it expires, and any certifications you have. So make sure that you're looking at this correctly. A lot of people don't look at this correctly. They look at it and they're either looking at another agency's vendor application or they're looking at their certifications. Select the correct and multiple commodity codes. We just had a meeting for our new system, Bonfire. I'd like to see it a requirement that vendors have to select at least 5 or 6 commodity codes. Every day I see where vendors either select the incorrect commodity code or they don't select a commodity code at all. And one of those commodities is promotional products. There's actually a specific code for that, and a lot of vendors always select the wrong code. So make sure that you have the correct commodity codes selected for the service or commodity you provide. HCC, we use America to Go for our catering management. It's a third-party system. The portal is free to you if you are a caterer. At the time an order is placed, you will be assessed a fee based on the order amount. But if you're a catering vendor and you're interested in providing your catering services to HCC, I can get you that information. It's managed by America To Go. Excuse the typo, but the customer service call center, we're looking for people to provide customer services to us via call center. And then insurance broker services, we're looking for firms to help us broker those services for the risk management department. These projects are available on our website. We also have promotional products coming out in the next week or so, vehicle repairs and event management. This is a look at the certifications we take. We expanded what we take from the City of Houston to recognize the M, the W, the S, the P, and the D. From the SBA, we only take the 8A, and from all the other agencies, we only recognize the SBE. Thank you again, Veronica Douglas. Follow us on Twitter, send us an email, and link with us on Constant Contact. We're going to start up a newsletter real soon. We'd love for you to stay engaged with us. And thank you again for the opportunity.
Veronica, thank you so much. Just an outstanding presentation, full of information and certainly, guys, opportunities. So we really appreciate you, and well, we can't wait till we get back in person. Hopefully that'll be in the coming months or so, month or two maybe. So thank you so much. Outstanding. And with that, I see Samantha. How are you, Samantha? Samantha Chopper. Samantha is the manager of supply diversity for Lone Star College. And of course, Lone Star, as we mentioned with Veronica, Lone Star is one of our top community colleges in the country. I think maybe now, Samantha, maybe 4th or 5th in the country. You guys have 6, I think it's still 6 campuses and over 100,000 students. So that's just outstanding. It's a heck of a program, and really excited about the things that you guys are doing there. So with that, Samantha Chopper. Samantha?
Hello, everybody. Can you see my screen?
We can.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Milton, for that introduction. So I just wanted to go over Lone Star College's Supplier Diversity Program. So with Lone Star College, we see supplier diversity as a business strategy that ensures a diverse supplier base in the procurement of goods and services, which emphasizes the inclusion of diverse groups, and our goal is to increase the number of suppliers that work and promote the business community growth. So Monica and I are pretty passionate. We've both been with Lone Star College's Supplier Diversity Department for 3 years now. Monica Campana is my director, and we've kind of restructured our department to where we're getting out in the community and really trying to grow Lone Star College's reputation in their supplier diversity department. So with Lone Star Colleges, we have a very large variety of items and commodities that we purchase, but some of the largest commodities that we purchase from are equipment and supplies, services such as advertising, printing, promotional items. Also construction. Lone Star Colleges, I found out yesterday, we are the largest community college in the United States. Sometimes it fluctuates, especially with this past year with COVID, but right now I think we're sitting at #1. So we are continuing to grow, and with that comes construction. So Lone Star College is continuing to build and grow our college, and then IT services and equipment. So with Lone Star College, we accept a very large variety of certifications with our hub program. So if there's any certifications that are not on this list that you might have, you can also submit them, and we will look into them to see if there's anything that maybe we can add to the list. But with that, we want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to do business with us. So that is why we have a very large variety of certifications. So how to get registered? Getting registered with Lone Star College is probably the most important part because with everybody else also, that is how you do business with us. So this is our front web page. And as you'll see, you click on the community and business, and from there, you click on doing business with us. And then our iStar vendor portal. And that vendor portal is where you're going to get registered and you're going to submit all your information, and you'll see all of our upcoming bids and opportunities. When you're registering for your account, you'll go through and select the commodities that pertain to your business. And you do need to make sure that you do select the correct commodities, because whenever a bid is posted and it's categorized to that commodity, you'll get an email or notification regarding when the bid is open and your opportunity. So if you do not select the right commodities, you might miss those bid opportunities. So we have a few different upcoming bids and proposals that we have coming the next few weeks. So the first one is an RFP for comprehensive mental health counseling services. The end date on that is October 4th, and it closes at 11 a.m. We have 2 CSPs coming up that both close on October 22nd, and they're both for our Kingwood location. One of them is a replacement AHU, and the other one is a replacement VAV, and those are both HVAC, so it's has to do with air conditioning. Here is Monica and my contact information. Please feel free to reach out to us. And we do have a general email for our supplier diversity at lonestar.edu. That can go to our whole team. We also have an analyst that works with us to help us. So we are here for you. And Monica and I are both very highly involved in the community. And I do want to say there's one thing that I've been working on. So I'm on the board of directors with the Asian Chamber of Commerce, and I've helped them implement a Supplier Diversity Academy. So feel free to go to their website and see if it's something that is fit for you. It's every Friday in October, this next coming up session, and basically we're just going to go over how to find bid opportunities, how to submit an RFP or a bid proposal, and then work on your presentation skills. So it's a really good opportunity for you to kind of freshen up on that if you need to, or learn a little bit more about certifications. And then also, we are also looking for presenters for that as well. So if you are part of the organizations presenting today and would like to have the opportunity to present to the small businesses, please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. But with that, Milton, I'd like to turn it over to you.
Wow. Samantha, thank you so much. You and of course, Monica, you guys do an outstanding job. I really appreciate all the work that you're doing in the community and working with the different chambers and organizations and community events that you guys put on. That's just outstanding. And congratulations on the continued growth. That's outstanding.
Thank you.
So keep up the great work. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
And with that, I see Ann Cox Template has joined us, and of course Ann again has come has been at this event for a number of years, and she's the Chief Procurement Officer for San Jacinto College. So Ann, we're very, very delighted to have you this morning, and you guys I know have a lot going on at San Jac. I know we just picked up another campus. Is it five campuses now?
It is 4 campuses and 2 specialty centers, including one that partners with the City of Houston and the Houston Airport System, as well as our maritime facility out on the ship channel.
Outstanding. So you guys are getting involved with a lot of opportunities for the students in the maritime industry and all. So that's great. Well, with that, Ann Cox Template. Ann?
Thank you very much, Milton. I appreciate the opportunity to present at this event every year and share the great things that we have going on here at San Jacinto College. For those of you who may not know a lot about San Jacinto College, we service the east side of the city, and our student population is 30,000 students. And as I said, we have 4 separate campuses, our newest one being in the Generation Park area on the northeast side of the Houston area, as well as the 2 specialty centers. So San Jac is back. We have resumed all of our face-to-face classes, as well as continuing our online and hybrid learning options for students. Well, COVID made us pivot in what we do, but it never slowed us down as we continued to move forward with our $425 million bond program. And during COVID, we opened up 6 new facilities as well as renovating 3 or 4 new ones. So the opportunities abound here at San Jacinto College. But the most important thing I can say is SanJack operates much in the same fashion as the other entities that you've already heard from this morning. So I won't reiterate that, but I will let you know some of the things that are unique to SanJack. The most important thing you can do so you don't miss out on any quoting opportunities and bidding opportunities issued by San Jacinto College is to register as a supplier through our online bidding system, IonWave. You heard Yesenia mention this at HISD, and this system is also used by many other institutions. So once you see it, it'll look very familiar and it'll be very easy to navigate from institution to institution. We use this system when issuing both informal quotes for our lower dollar purchases as well as the larger purchases over $50,000 and above. Registration is very easy. Start by going to our website, which is www.sanjack.edu/purchasing. Click on the link right there in the center that I have highlighted, and then you will enter your registration information. Once you've done this, you will be notified of all of the opportunities that we have issued that match the commodities you've selected. As the others individuals have said, a word of warning, don't be too narrow in your commodity criteria that you select because you don't want to miss out on any of those opportunities. For example, you may provide signage, but we may call that wayfinding. And if you are too narrow in your selection, you may miss out in those opportunities, and no one wants to see that occur. One other way to see what's going on at SanJack is to look at the bidding opportunities that we post on our website. We post both a forecast list as well as a recently awarded contract list. The contract list may help you if you are a subcontractor to know who has recently been awarded a contract, who you may be able to partner with. The forecast list that we have out there will look something like this. It is out there for 2 years in advance, so you can just keep checking back occasionally and see, hey, that might be what I need to do. And I see they're looking at going out for bid on that in Q3 of 2022. And so you can be ready and looking for that. One big one that we have coming up that is not on here right now is a catering. It's a small catering solicitation. So that make sure you keep your eyes open for that. If you're a local restaurant or caterer in the area, that opportunity is out there. And I think that is issuing Monday. That'll be out there. One other way that is important that I'm not sure all the suppliers know about is the co-op agencies that all of us use. I like to stress this to the community partners so you can maximize your efforts by not only focusing on bid opportunities with each of the institutions, but also to take advantage of the opportunities that the cooperative agencies may be able to provide through you. As I said, we all use cooperative agency contracts. And if you respond to a solicitation issued by SanJack or HISD or Lone Star, you may get one new client if you're awarded a contract. However, if you respond to one of these cooperative agency solicitations and are awarded a contract through them, you could gain dozens of new contracts for the same amount of work. So I've listed on the screen here some of the most commonly used cooperative agencies that San Jacinto College works with, but there are many others out there, and some of them are customized to, some of them have a narrower focus, such as like Provista, which is more of a medical services, but then there's Buy Board and Sourcewell that they have everything under the sun that institutions may use. So again, this is a vast array of contract opportunities, which is far and above what San Jacinto may ever offer. One of the other things that suppliers may not know about is that we as institutions are having to manage is, especially with all of the HERF funding and CARES Act funding, and some of the key federal procurement requirements that we must comply with. So I wanted to give a little education on that. So some of the things we must do as an entity is demonstrated outreach to small and minority firms. We must try to comply with the Buy American requirements. We must try to break down some of the requirements in procurement in order to maximize small business and minority business participation, as well as recovered materials. And we have to include in all of those contracts, when spending federal money, we must include the federal certification clauses. A couple other things that may be new if you are filling out an application or a contract or responding to a bid solicitation are some of the new mandated state of Texas clauses. They include the prohibition on contracting with companies who boycott Israel, prohibition on contracts with companies who boycott energy companies, that's a new one as of this last legislative session, as well as a prohibition on contracts with companies that discriminate against firearm entities. So these are some new clauses. Don't be afraid of them. They're not as scary as they sound, but you will see those in our solicitations. And with that, I want to say thank you for this opportunity, and I encourage all of you to register, and I look forward to seeing your submissions.
And thank you so much. That is a wealth of information. And I really like the point you made about the cooperatives. I think that's something that we really have to get a better feel, a better understanding, that it just opens up so many other opportunities for us as small and minority businesses. So thank you again for that. And guys, we'll kind of take off from what Ann is saying and probably get a little piece maybe in the upcoming forum to talk a little bit more, as she mentioned, about the cooperatives. That's very important. Thanks, Ann. With that, we have Ann Marie Johnson. And of course, Ann Marie is the Executive Director, Procurement and Disbursement Services for Prairie View A&M University. Ann, it's so great to see you. It's so great to have Prairie View a part of the program. And I understand you're working closely, a little bit at least, with Keith Williams from Texas A&M. I guess you guys are all part of the same system. So we're really excited about the things that you're doing, and in particular what Prairie View is doing. So with that, tell us a little bit more about Prairie View A&M University. Ann.
Thank you, Milton, and thank you all for the opportunity to present information about Prairie View A&M University. As Milton said, my name is A. Marie Johnson. I am the Executive Director for Procurement and Disbursement Services at Prairie View A&M. Prairie View is a historically Black college university, HBCU, but we are also a member of the Texas A&M University system. So as Milton said as well, we work closely with the other Texas A&M members, such as Texas A&M system members, such as Texas A&M and Commerce, the other Texas A&M system members. While we do business with many diverse suppliers, as a state agency, as we are, we get credit for doing business with historically underutilized businesses or hub vendors who are certified. So with that being said, I'd like to begin with an introduction to you to LaShonda Watson. She's our procurement supervisor and hub assistant. LaShonda?
Hello all, can y'all hear me? Okay, so again, my name is LaShonda. I am the hub assistant here at Prairie View A&M University. We also have my director and hub coordinator, Paula Spivey, who could not be with us this afternoon. But, you know, I just wanted to show you our faces because we're both new to this hub. So, and we haven't been able to get out and about into the, you know, the 45 or so upcoming events that are live events. So we hope to see some of y'all at some of those live events in this next year. But until then, this is what we look like. And that is also our contact information. So, of course, everyone knows what the hub is, what the hub program is. So this is just a little bit of what we offer here with the hub office, you know, compliance, making sure that we are meeting procurement needs, and, you know, we're trying to implement and get going our mentor protege program and get a little bit more involved in that. That is one of our goals for this year. Currently, right now, this is our spend for hub. This was our spend as of April of 2020 with our hub goals that was reported to the state. So we do spend quite a bit of hub, and this was only semi-annual. So imagine what our total look like. Right now, we're waiting to get that information back from the state. So some of the potential opportunities that we have right now is our bookstore. We are just finishing up a bid proposal for our bookstore. So that's a huge project, being our campus bookstore. So we have, you know, renovations that we're going to be doing to the bookstore, possibly promotional products, possibly some additional sourcing with maybe books or just, you know, additional things that are used in the bookstore. We also have our E.B. Evans building has renovations coming up this year. We're going to be looking for furniture and the different trades. Both of those are already approved, so they are in the works, so be looking out for information on those. Some of the things that we look for on a regular basis are furniture installation, furniture, floor installation, of course, the different trades, particularly concrete and construction GCs. Network cabling, we do a lot of network cabling. You know, the buildings here are old, and there's quite a bit of network cabling as we bring on everything into the, you know, technology. There is a lot of audio visual that we're also looking for. So those are some of the things to keep your eyes out. You know, if you're in that industry, if you handle those commodities, be on the lookout for solicitations coming up. Again, our approved plans are our engineering classroom and research building. That's a $70 million project, along with our E.B. Evans, which is an $8 million project. And then there will be $8 million worth of other projects that are coming up for our physical plant, you know, equipment, just general projects around campus. We also have our HVAC improvement project coming up, and I think that is in 2023. So that's a $6 million project that we're looking at and improving all of our HVAC across campus. And again, the physical plant projects, which is general projects around campus, that's an additional $3 million of proposed projects. So as for unfunded projects that we also have in the works, this is a list directly from our capital plan that's been approved. So if you just look down the list, there is a lot of stuff coming up in 23, 24, 26, along with the estimated budget for these. Again, these are unfunded. They have not been budgeted as of yet, but they are in the works. Anything over the $10 million threshold there, those projects will be managed by SSC. SSC handles, we work, you know, closely with SSC and getting those bids out. But SSC handles the majority of those bids over $10 million. And then anything lower than that, we handle internally through the campus. So a couple of resources we have here are our capital plan. There's a link where you can go directly to our capital plan. That is updated, you know, as we do. It's a 4-year plan, so you can go there and see any updates. We also have a link here for our hub program, where you can get directly to us, our information, any forms that we may have, and also ask any questions that you have. We also provide a link to the Texas A&M Hub program and the State of Texas Hub program for anybody that has any questions on the state requirements, getting licensing and certifications, and also the ESBD, the Electronic State Bulletin Board. That is where all of our bids are posted. So if you ever want to know what is active out there for Prairie View A&M, you just go to the ESBD and you will be able to see what's posted actively. There were a couple of bids that I wanted to mention before I close out that also go with what we have coming up. We also have ticketing software. We're looking for software for our like game admissions, event admissions on campus, also for swimming pool maintenance. We need to get a bid out for that this year, and party time events. If there's any vendors out there that have the tents, the tables, the decorations, that type of thing. So those are a few of the smaller projects that are coming up as well this year. Other than that, I think that's it. Again, my contact information is on the front page of the program, and you can contact myself or Ms. Paula with any questions. Nice meeting everybody.
And LaShonda, thank you so much for the presentation. I was just looking at that board, the numbers board, and I put my accounting hat on, and I saw at least $125 million worth of projects between 2022 and 26. So man, this is exciting. I mean, there's a lot going on at Prairie View. And so guys, we've got to stay in tune. I like the wiring and cabling. In fact, we're here at MCA Communications, and not to plug them necessarily, but they were just waving their hands, and they said we're a hub firm too, and we do wiring and cabling and audiovisual, and so you might have a friend in them, and you may be hearing from them, LaShonda. So thank you again for all the opportunities, and thank you so much for being here, and keep up the great work. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
All righty. With that, I see that we have LaTanya. LaTanya has joined us. LaTanya Fletcher, Procurement and Business Services, Card Services Administrator, and Hub Coordinator, which includes, and I see on the screen, Sul Ross University. So not only Sam Houston State, but Sul Ross. That's a lot of work, and I know you're really busy. I know we've talked here quite a bit in the last week or two, and there's a lot going on at Sam. So with that, we're really excited to have you. And I know you just come on board very recently, I guess in the last month or two, couple of months. So so welcome, and welcome to the Greater Houston Business Procurement Forum. So with that, LaTanya Fletcher. LaTanya?
Thank you, Milton. Thank you so much, and thank the Greater Houston Business Procurement Forum for this opportunity to speak on behalf of Sam Houston State University and Sul Ross State University today. So we have some great and exciting things happening at both universities. Both universities have resumed to face-to-face meetings, including pre-bid conferences, student in-person classes, athletic events, and also travel. So we are full speed ahead for the fall semester. I do want to talk about some of the current and upcoming projects for Sam Houston State. Of course, we're always soliciting and trying to get more hub participation here at Sam Houston. So one of our current bids we have out right now is the Customer Relationship Management System to support our admission applications and college marketing. So the responses for that bid is due September 30th. So that's coming right up here around the corner. So if you have those types of services, if your company offers those types of services, please take a look at that bid information on the ESBD and certainly submit your proposal. We also have the Sam Houston State University Beverage RFP that's currently out for bid. That's going to include vending, dining, concession services with certain exclusive pouring and sponsorship rights. So those responses for that RFP are due on the 25th of October. With our construction projects, we are constantly looking for hub vendors to bid on our construction projects or to team up with our general contractors. This is very important to us. Our monthly spend right now is 20 to 25%, and a lot of that does come from our construction projects. So we are always constantly advocating for hub vendors to bid on our construction projects. We recently completed the renovation for our Newton Gresham Library on campus, as well as the Malfridge Fieldhouse renovation for our athletic department. So those were completed. We currently have coming up in the pipeline academic building 4 envelope repairs and the music building 56 waterproofing, tuck pointing, and repair. So the pre-bid conferences for those 2 projects is today at 1 p.m. Responses are due on October 19th. And then we also have coming up the new outdoor tennis facility project. So this is going to be the construction of 3 exterior tennis courts, restroom, locker room buildings, and a parking lot. So please be on the lookout for that. Again, we are looking to have as many hub subcontractors as we possibly can on that project. We've also just awarded Kitchell Contractors the contract for renovating our recreational sports center. So this is going to include the renovation of the existing entry, multi-purpose area, and an addition of a new basketball court structure. So they're going to have a meet and greet on October 4th. You will need to RSVP to Matt Cross with Kitchell to be able to attend that meet and greet, and responses are due on the 19th of October. So again, if you are able to meet any of the requirements for the RFPs that we currently have out in the public, please attend those pre-conferences. Pre-conferences allows you to network and meet the contractors, the potential contractors on these projects, and we highly, highly recommend that. In addition, to do business with the university, just visit our website to target the individual departments. I always tell vendors that us in the procurement office, we don't know what those departments need unless we get a purchase order or we receive an email or call from them. So the best way to do business with those departments is to reach out to them directly. And just keep in mind when you're marketing yourself, higher ed, we use best value. So price is important, but how you service the account, how you provide that service to our departments, that's critical for Sam Houston. So make contact via email, follow up with that department with a phone call, also CC me on those emails so that I can continue communication just to let you know if there are opportunities available for the products or services that you have. We are working to partner with the City of Huntsville, also the Chamber and the Small Business Development Center here to develop what we call a Council of Diversity. Again, it's all about promoting the HUB program, providing the necessary training to companies in the surrounding areas and in the community. So that is one of the initiatives that we have going here at Sam Houston, just to try to get more information out about the HUB program and to be more diverse and provide that opportunity to companies in this area. In addition to what we do here at Sam Houston State University, we have also inherited the purchasing for Sul Ross State University. So we've had that program under our umbrella for the last year. So Sul Ross State University is a public university founded in 1917. The main campus is located in Alpine, Texas. So there's other campuses located in Uvalde, Eagle Pass, and Del Rio, Texas. They have a combined enrollment of 3,000 plus students. The most popular programs there are teacher education, business, criminal justice, earth sciences, agricultural, and natural resource sciences. Some of the current projects that's ongoing there is the Museum of the Big Bend Annex project, and then the Campus Access Project 2 and 3. So those are 2 ongoing projects that we have going on their campus right now. The most current RFP that we have, we are searching for a university-wide event ticketing system. So there is an RFP out there for that particular service. So if you do provide that service, please look at that RFP. That information is going to be on the ESBD. The main thing with Sol Ross, not a lot of companies in that area know about the HUB program. There's not a lot of companies certified in the area. So we are focusing on getting small businesses certified in the Alpine area, just reaching out to the community about the program, letting them know that it's available, providing training on how to get certified through the state website. So we are working with Maya Ingram with the state to try to set up some training out there for companies in that area. So we need more HUB participation for Sol Ross State University. A lot of their spend is spent on promo items, office supplies, and refreshments. So if you do provide those services or do provide those types of items, please reach out to me so that we can get your information out to those departments at the university. For more information regarding doing business with Sam Houston State University or Sol Ross State University, here's my contact information. I'm LaTanya Fletcher, the HUB coordinator. You can also email me at shhub@shsu.edu. Again, all of the bid opportunities over 25,000 is going to be available on the Electronic State Business Daily website. And then you can also see other procurement opportunities when you access our website, and you would have to register in our bid portal to be able to have access to any additional bid opportunities that we have available. Okay, so if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me and I'll help you with whatever we can, okay? Thank you for your time today.
LaTanya, thank you so much. You know, you've impressed me. You came on, and I know that you know, just really getting the programs pulled together, and certainly getting Sol Ross on board. You've done a great job and committed yourself and the program to HUB participation. So I would just encourage everybody, as we've done with all of the people and all the speakers, to please stay in tune with Sam Houston State and their efforts at Sol Ross. She's really hit the ground running. She's only been on, how long have you been on board now?
About 8 months, 8 or 9 months.
About 8 months.
Yeah,
Yeah, so early
December, so
the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And she's really worked, and I thank you for coming on. I know we pushed and you're here, so we thank you so much, and keep doing, and we'll keep sending you folks, people that we think have capacity to go to either institution.
perfect.
So
Thank you.
thank you. All right, with that, I see Kirsten Rhodes. Kirsten is the senior buyer HUB coordinator, Texas Southern University. And man, I talked to Kirsten just this morning. So Kirsten is wearing quite a few hats, maybe more than what you see on the screen. But of course, Texas Southern has some opportunities. They're kind of putting their arms around a lot of stuff that's going on there at the university. And we really appreciate Kirsten for being with us here, I guess now this afternoon. So with that, Kirsten Rose, Texas Southern University. Okay, I think we just had a little bit of difficulty with Kirsten's connection. So we're gonna move to Keith Williams. And of course, Keith is the HUB coordinator, Office of HUB and Procurement Programs, the Texas A&M University system. And so we're very proud to have Keith. Keith is always cranking out bids. Keith, we thank you for cranking those bids out. I mean, every time I turn on the computer, I see another bid. So man, you're working, I see that. And so very excited about the great work that you're doing at the Texas A&M University system. And I'm particularly excited about some of the work, I guess the work that we're doing at the Mays Business School. So I know you're gonna cover that. With that, Keith Williams, and of course he does everything, but he's the hub coordinator, Office of Hub and Procurement Programs. Keith Williams.
Good morning, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me.
We can.
All right. Well, welcome everyone to the Greater Houston Business Procurement Forum. Again, my name is Keith Williams. I'm the hub coordinator for Texas A&M University System. So if you see my screen, this is where we are. We're all the way north to, let's see. Can you guys see my screen?
Could you reshare that out, Keith? It looks like you got bounced out by another presenter wanting to share.
Yeah, she's gonna present here. Let's see. How's that looking?
That looks great. Thank you for your patience, Keith.
Oh, no problem. All right, so and sorry I don't have my camera set up. I was at a pre-proposal conference in Rellis this morning in Bryan, Texas. But this is where we are. We're all the way north to outside of Amarillo, up in Canyon, all the way to the east to Texarkana, and all the way south to Laredo. So we're everywhere in between. We have 11 universities, 8 state agencies, which include the Texas Division of Emergency Management, the Forest Service, AgriLife Research, TEAS and TEACS, and we have one comprehensive health science center. So we're very large, and you know we keep continuously to grow. So the Texas A&M University System is committed to providing equal access and opportunities that encourage the development of businesses in the state of Texas. So the Office of Hub and Procurement Programs is a function within the Texas A&M University System. It's our responsibility to develop system-wide hub policies and regulations, our hub program strategies, and providing assistance to system members, hub coordinators, procurement directors to fulfill their obligations in complying with the hub program requirements. So just a little bit, you can go visit hub.tamus.edu. That is our website where you can find all the latest and greatest information out there. And like some of the other presenters have stated, we use the Electronic State Business Daily, which can be found at txsmartbuy.gov, I believe, .tx, I'm sorry. But currently we have 11 bid opportunities out there, anywhere from a forklift to a construction manager at risk for our Borlaug AgriLife Center, to a parking garage design build out in Stephenville for Tarleton State University. So we have a lot of opportunities and projects that are coming up. Just quick facts about our hub program. Last year, FY20, we had a total expenditure of $419 million, and out of that we had 21.21% was spent to diverse hub vendors. So we had $78 million worth of hub spend. So like one of my colleagues always says, there's enough pie to go around. We can share that piece of pie. Some projects that we have coming up, we've got our business education complex on Texas A&M University's campus. And we have a partner, our GC for that is Skanska. And I'm going to have Tiffany McCullough talk about that project here in just a quick second. And I just want to reach back out to the audience here and say, like one of my colleagues from Prairie View stated earlier, we do all the construction management projects for each one of our universities and agencies over the amount of $10 million. So at Prairie View, the engineering classroom building is an A&M system project. We've got in Tarleton, Fort Worth campus, we have a building number 2 that will be going up in March. And actually in the city of Dallas, we have 2 floors of 8750 Central Express Parkway for our Texas A&M Commerce location. So again, we have a lot of projects. Please visit hub.camis.edu. And I'm going to turn this over to Miss Tiffany from Skanska to talk about the project at Texas A&M University.
Thank you so much, Keith. I appreciate it. Sorry, it's storming here a little bit, so hopefully my connection isn't too choppy. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right. Can everyone see?
Yes, we can.
All right, perfect. So just really quickly, just know, Aaron, that I'm going to get a really hard time about that the next time that I have lunch with Keith, that I kicked his presentation out with mine on accident. So just know that that's coming. So really excited about this collaboration with Texas A&M Systems on the business education complex at the the Texas A&M University up in College Station. So really exciting opportunity to not only work with a dear colleague of mine, but also a dear friend. So I'll go ahead and go into the presentation. So this project, we are the construction manager at risk, and this project will have 2 phases to it. The first is a new building, approximately 75,000 square feet. Kirksey is the architect. It's still in the early phases of design. We did have a hub partner on this pursuit, that's TCM. I know some of you are familiar with Troy Taylor with Taylor Construction. The budget for this project is approximately $42 million, and our hub participation goal is 30% on this project. We also have another segment on the Weiner building of deferred maintenance. We're looking at approximately $11.8 million at a 30% goal. And this will include exterior cleaning, pressure washing, and replacing some existing roofs. So definitely opportunities on both of those parts of the project. Our project timeline. So guess what? We're starting the outreach early. The GMP and bidding process for our hub vendors is going to be June, July of 2022, with the construction start of fall of 2022 in September, with substantial completion of September 2024. All right, so here's the interesting part. This is kind of a listing of the bid packages we expect for this project. So if you do any of these things, whether you feel like you could participate at a tier 1 or a tier 2 level, or if you have relationships with a prime that may potentially bid on this project, have those conversations now and get engaged. It's time to get plugged in. All right, so this is the really important part here. If you are not already plugged in with Skanska, now is the time to get pre-qualified. And if you're not certified as a hub vendor with the state of Texas, it is now time to get certified. I know Milton mentioned earlier in the meeting that some of the certifying agencies have reciprocity. It's time to have those conversations, but make sure you have that state of Texas hub certification to participate on this project. And my associate and teammate, Jennifer McGillivray, her information is at the bottom of this slide. I've also included the pre-qualification link here. I'll share this presentation with Milton at the end of the meeting. And all of our contact information is at the last slide as well. All right, so finally here, the points of contact. So as you see, myself and Keith are here listed as your vendor diversity and hub contacts. I've listed my project executive, your contact for pre-qualification, Also, the project managers are Ben Johnson is the project manager for this job with Skanska, and Chase Miller is the project manager for Texas A&M, and pre-construction is Asmir, and this is the gentleman that takes in all of the bids once we get to the bidding phase. So we are super excited and look forward to connecting with everyone. And thank you so much, Milton, for the opportunity.
Tiffany, thank you so much. And I tell you, Keith, you did a great job, and of course, great job in working with Skanska. We've had the pleasure of working with Skanska for a number of years. Tiffany's busy, and Skanska is busy, but they've been a great strategic partner of ours from way back. I mean, I can remember when they teamed up with Manhattan on the NRG, on the football stadium. That was back in 2004 when we built the stadium. And of course, we talked, you heard from Prairie View, and they built Prairie View's football stadium just a couple of years ago. Just last month, we were on talking to MD Anderson Cancer Center. And of course, you have the lab there, and very excited about the work there. So I can understand how you're pressing hub participation for all the work that you're doing in the hub related institutions. So guys, you've got to follow her. If you're not Hub Historically Underutilized Business Certified, please look again at the chat box. Portia Jackson again put her information so that you can attend the city certification programs. That's one way, probably the best way, since the city has reciprocity with the state of Texas and its hub program. Maya Ingram, as was mentioned earlier, Maya is the director of the hub program, the comptroller's department. So you can go directly to Maya, but I think oftentimes she recommends that we work locally, like with the city of Houston. So Tiffany, just another outstanding presentation, and we look forward. We're going to be sending people your way. We see that you've partnered already with Troy Taylor, so that's great. That's a great hub firm. So we look for big things as always with Skanska and yourself. Thank you, and Keith again, thank you for the great presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Milton.
So with that, I think that we're fortunate today to have the University of Texas Office of Hub Programs and Holton Hay, who's the Executive Director of the Office of Hub Programs. And of course, Holton and I go a long ways. I've been knowing Holton for, well, I won't say, but for a few years, right, Holton?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Milton, we've known each other since 1986.
No, not that long, man. It can't be that long.
When we were in elementary school.
Man, that's outstanding, man. Well, we've had a lot of fun. We've done a lot. We've helped a lot in the community, and I think it's great that you're still involved with the University of Texas. And I think you've been so, as I remember, since the early 2000s. And the great work that you've been doing there. And I know that you have a lot to share with in terms of what's going on now with the entire hub program at the University of Texas. So with that, I'm going to yield to a very good friend, a longtime friend in Holton Hay. Holton?
Thank you very much, Milton, for inviting me to participate in the Greater Houston Procurement Breakfast. I always enjoy the opportunities to visit with the Houston community, especially since I lived there from 1984 to 1992. But I've been with the University of Texas system in some shape, form, or fashion going all the way back to November 2001. Currently, I'm the Executive Director of the Hub Office for the University of Texas system. And what we're going to be talking about today is how to do business with the University of Texas system Administration. I do want to make it clear that back in August of 1990, the University of Texas System Board of Regents recommitted to the HUB program. The chancellor has been very public in his support of the HUB program. So we certainly have support for the HUB program from the top down at the University of Texas System. So UT System is made up of 13 institutions with enrollment of more than 243,000 students and an operating budget of $23.4 billion for fiscal year 2022, which ends August 31st, 2022. But one of the things we really want to emphasize is that each institution has its own budget and procurement team, as does UT System Administration. We're a combination of centralization and decentralization. So this is an overview of all the institutions and UT System Administration. As you can see, we have 13 institutions that purchase their own goods and services and commodities, medical equipment and supplies. And what we've done there is, unlike Texas A&M University System, we only manage the major capital projects for 5 of our institutions. So what I highlighted were the institutions that manage their own major capital projects, which include UT Austin, UT Arlington, UT San Antonio, UT Health Science Center San Antonio, UT Medical Branch Galveston, UT Health Science Center Houston, UT MD Anderson Cancer Center, UT Southwest Medical Center. So the highlighted institutions manage all their own major capital projects, which we define as being a total value, total project cost of $10 million or more. And we manage those for UT El Paso, UT Dallas, UT Permian Basin, UT Tyler, and UT Rio Grande Valley. Now, normally we would be talking about all the great construction opportunities we're going to have in fiscal year 2022. But as it stands right now, we have only one project that's going to have opportunities, and that's a project being managed at UT Dallas, where Hvac is actually the general contractor for the project, and it is a construction manager at risk project. But outside of that, we're going to have a lot of new construction subcontracting opportunities in FY23 with some major projects we have at UT Tyler and UT Rio Grande Valley. Just to give you a sense of what UT System Administration bought in FY 2020, in total, we spent close to $160 million. And as you can see from the graph on the screen, about half of our spend, about $79 million, was in other services. We had about $74 million in building construction. But as I stated earlier, we're seeing a winding down a lot of our construction opportunities. So when we look at FY21, we're probably going to see a significant drop in the total amount spent in building construction, and other services will be the dominant expenditure category for us. So we do use a variety of solicitation methods to purchase the goods and services that we need. And like all of us, we have everything over $100,000. A good faith effort is required if we determine subcontracting opportunities are probable. And so we do have informal bids, which are anything of purchase value of $15,000 to $50,000. We have the invitation bids for purchases over $50,000. That also includes our request for proposal. We use requests for qualifications for professional services. And sometimes we have requests for information to gather information and specifications. One of the things to keep in mind is a department may solicit quotations from suppliers for purchases up to $50,000, meaning we are decentralized when it comes to the smaller purchases. The departments will put that together, but if the purchase is expected to have a value greater than $50,000, it is managed by our Office of Contracts and Procurement. For products and services under $15,000, informal bidding is not required. We're happy to report, especially when it comes to the HUB office. And really, when we've looked at our expenditures up to $50,000, about 35 to 40% of those expenditures are going to HUB firms, and we can purchase qualifying goods and services under $5,000 through our Pro Card. I will be sharing this PowerPoint presentation with Milton to share with the group here, which has some hot links on it. For goods and services, $15,000 to $50,000, departments must obtain a minimum of 3 written bids, of which 2 will be hubs, and we do expect departments to make a good faith effort. And even those opportunities over $50,000, Kyle Hayes, who works with our contracts and procurement department, meaning he works with the hub office, but he's our liaison to contracts and procurement. As we see those opportunities coming out, we are working with them to identify hub firms that they can send information about the opportunities to. For those solicitations exceeding $50,000, they are publicly advertised with Electronic State Business Daily. Do remember our agency number is 720. Once again, all the solicitations over 50,000, we are actually promoting those, advertising those with the Electronic State Business Daily. And once again, all formal goods and services solicitations, RFPs, RFQs, ITBs are published, awarded, and managed by the UT System Administration Contracts and Procurement Office. So what do we buy? There is a lot of different things that we buy. Promotional materials, we buy a lot of IT services, we use temporary services, facilities and ground maintenance, catering services, we were buying quite a bit of special trade services, architectural engineering services, especially under our Office of Capital Project, CPA accounting services, environmental related services, and much more. What do we have coming up? We don't have fixed dates, meaning they have not hit the street yet, but our Office of General Counsel is going to be putting out an RFP for claims collection. Our Office of Employee Benefits has 2 RFPs coming up that are going to be out this fall for our flex spending accounts and for our life and accidental death and dismemberment insurance. Our Office of Risk Management is going to be putting out an RFP for an insurance broker for our rolling owner controlled insurance program in the fall or the spring. Our Office of External Relations has a couple of RFPs that'll be coming out with regards to media relations and public relations. And the Office of the Controller is going to have RFQ out for looking for accounting firms to do international and multi-state tax services in the fall or the spring, and external audits in January of 2022. We do ask you to complete our vendor information form at utsystem.edu/hub. We use that to track all hub firms that are looking for information about opportunities. It's just our way to make sure that we don't lose track of any hubs seeking assistance and finding out about opportunities. You can also contact Kyle Hayes at khayes@utsystem.edu for more information. Also, we have here on our slide contracts and procurement. We have their contact information. They also have our great web page that's part of the UT System website that provides a lot of good information on our contracts and procurement processes. And also here we have the contact information for the hub program for UT System and our website. Yes, sir.
Outstanding, man, just a ton of information. We thank you all. I mean, I saw 14 campuses, right? Is that 14?
14 campuses.
Yeah, just a lot of work. And listen, you brought up something that I'm really focusing in on as well, and that is that while there's just a lot of construction, and we're always excited about it. Those are big dollars, certainly. But as Holton was mentioning, there's going to be a lot of opportunities in services, in commodities, in professional services. So he mentioned accounting and other things. So guys, if you're in professional services, services in janitorial, building maintenance, supplies, material supplies, all those things that Holton just indicated in his presentation, please, let's get with UT, get with me, because we're looking for you. We're looking for you because there's a lot of opportunities that sometimes we get lost in the fact that there's so much construction, but there's a lot more than construction going on. And so
Milton, and let me add one thing, Milton. I think one of the things you want to keep in mind is so many of our opportunities are on these contracts. So the key for hub firms that are on this this virtual presentation is to find out when that contract will be coming to an end, so that you can put it on your calendar to make contact with that institution 6 months prior to that contract coming to an end so you can stay in the loop. So a lot of the opportunities we have, these are, they could be a 3, 4, 5-year contract. So you want to track that. And the other thing is the departments do a lot of purchasing under that $50,000 realm themselves. And they have a lot of opportunities working with Kyle Hayes. And like I said, we've been pretty successful getting about 35 to 40% hub participation on those opportunities. But we want to make sure that hub firms are able to take advantage of the smaller opportunities, but they're also ready and able to take advantage of the bigger opportunities.
Absolutely. Great point again, Holton. Timing is everything, guys. So please follow Holton's lead. I think some great information, great tips, Holton. Thanks so much, my friend.
Thank you, Milton.
Really appreciate
this
you.
Opportunity.
Thank you. With that, I see Dr. Linnell Clark, the University of Houston. Linnell, thank you so much for joining us today. And Linnell is the Director of Hub, Historical Underutilized Business Operations for the University of Houston. And I guess, Linnell, you have what, 4 campuses?
Out of the system, yes.
Yes, so we're so excited. I know a lot about the Central Campus and all the great work that we're doing there. I mean, you've done so much. I mean, you renovated all your dormitories there. I know we've got a new law school on the way. We've got a new medical school. We redid the Cullen School, the administrative building, and on and on and on. I mean, there's just a lot of work that's been going on. I went to school at U of H, and I can't even recognize the campus when I go there. There's so many things that have changed, but all for the good. So with that, I'll let you tell us more. I know there's a lot more. So with that, Dr. Linnell Clark. Linnell?
Thank you. I just want to make sure that you can see my screen.
We can.
Okay. So the key thing here is what I want to discuss is how are we doing business in face of a pandemic? We never stop doing business. That's for certain. Here on this slide, you will see the team that make up the hub department, myself and 2 individuals, my hub specialists and 2 hub specialists. Hope to mention about UT Austin in terms of decentralization. I really want to stress for the University of Houston, we definitely are decentralized as far as our purchasing, which means we have 16 academic colleges, all of which can make their own procurement decisions in terms of their recommendations at different thresholds. They will purchase what we call spot bids, where they will just use their procurement cards to make procurements. So the key thing is to know what the different colleges are, what they're looking for. The other key thing is to make certain that you are on the CMBL. One of the things that I've noticed consistently as I'm looking for hub vendors in support of our procurements is that a lot are, they start off paying the money, it seems to be on the CMBL, and then they stop. And what happens is our purchasing departments for procurements 25,000 and above, when they're sending out email notifications, you will not receive that notification. So it's not enough that you are hub certified, and it's not enough that you're in the hub directory, but you must have paid to be on the CMBL, because that's the only mechanism in which UH purchasing staff, one of the mechanisms. The other mechanism is if you are in our UH Hub database and I have an opportunity to search that database to share with our purchasing staff with large procurements, they will send out notifications. We also have our internal database, which is used by UH staff to identify for procurements under that $25,000 threshold. So it's important that if you're interested in doing work with us, that you establish a vendor profile. And the information on doing that is on our website. How we're going to operate from this fiscal year and beyond is that we will continue to host our events and activities virtually. We will not be having, the only on-site event that we will have is what we call our Construction Management Talent Pipeline Program, which are actual classes that I'm in partnership with Hvac and the UH Construction Management Department. And so that will be held at our Sugar Land campus. Information, classes, enrollment, opportunity to be vetted and considered for enrollment, unfortunately, has already passed. But if you're interested in future opportunities in this class or more information, Hvac is the organization that is handling that for me. Okay, so one of the key things that is really unique that we do is in terms of our vendor, again, we are doing business is establishing the vendor profile, being in the CMBL, as well as on our website. And if you are currently doing work with us, you may have received our newsletter. It's a quarterly newsletter, and it gives tidbits, information that you may not know about, such as feedback or lessons learned from those who are doing the shortlist presentation. The other key thing is the ability, because we're staying virtual, is how you present your company virtually. So please be certain that you know how to use Zoom. We have a Zoom cheat sheet or sheet to walk you through some key pointers. Also, in terms of being able to succinctly answer these 3 questions. What makes your business stand out from your competitor? What should a reference say about your business, and why should UH or any entity do business with your company? Those are key things that everyone must be able to answer. And one vendor who presented at our vendor fair, because these are the questions that the vendors, the exhibitors who were selected had to answer in less than 5 minutes. And Nooksy Catering not only was able to answer, Chef Yo was able to answer those questions. She was also, because for catering, what typically sells is we typically have an opportunity to taste the product. But what Nooksy did for us was, when I talk about that importance of that virtual look, she provided pictures that when she finished her presentation, we were all hungry. We all want to have the opportunity to taste that good food. So again, whatever it is you are selling, make certain that you show your product, not just talk about what you do, but also show and make it visually appealing. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Chef Yo to give you some ideas of some tidbits of what she used to make us want to do business with her.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much, Dr. Linnell, Clark, and Milton for this opportunity. The pandemic has had us to look into taking great photos of our food, presenting, putting together great presentations, and actually coming on board and leveraging our certifications. We are a hub certified business. We're MBE, we're SBE, and we're a WBE. All of these certifications has been very beneficial in us increasing our bidding opportunities and leveraging. So everything that you're hearing today actually is something that we do ongoing and that has actually benefited us tremendously in going virtual. We have also pivoted to producing new products and services, one of which is our Nooksy on the Go. Our Nooksy on the Go program provides meals for your virtual events and virtual meetings. So you're instead of having an in-person meeting with your luncheon, we can still do that by delivering meals to your home. What we do is organize with your coordinator to get a list of instructions of where you live and the amount of people that you're having at your meeting. We prepare meals and prepare the meals for you, and we have our delivery service delivered to your home right in time for your actual meeting. We have been doing that since last year, and we also partnered with several organizations to do custom surf and turf boxes, so you're actually able to have a hot meal versus a cold meal delivered to your home. Dr. Linnell has given us the opportunity to present in front of U of H, and we've been using our hub certification, and we actually won the 2002 catering contract for U of H. So we're so happy to be a part of that institution. What our customers love the most about us is our customer service, the quality of our meals, and we do give a best value to all of our services. We do work in partnership with all of the organizations that we work with. We take a hands-on approach and we listen. So we're on time. We can schedule any event catering or virtual catering in person, virtually, or as well as our Nooksy's on the go. And our second new project that we have is our Nooksy's Table. It's a pop-up restaurant near downtown Houston. We provide COVID-safe dining experiences. We have 3 private dining rooms that you can reserve for your meetings or your meetings or private parties, and that way you're not in a crowded restaurant setting. So definitely take advantage of getting certified. I would say that's one of the biggest points that we've used. Perfect your presentations. I've invested quite a bit into getting those beautiful pictures done so that people can actually taste what's on the screen without being able to taste in person. It's really hard to sell food if you don't know what it tastes like. So definitely presentation is something we take pride in on paper and in person. Thank you, Milton. Thank you, Dr. Linnell, for the opportunity. Nooksy's Fine Catering. You can reach us by phone or on our website at nooksys.com, NUKSYS.com. I'll give it back to you, Dr. Linnell. Thank you.
Okay, so Milton, I'm turning it back over to you.
Oh boy, let me tell you something, Linnell. Chef Yo has got me, Yolanda, has got me hungry. If I wasn't hungry before, I'm starving now. So I'm going to push through this real fast. No, I want to thank you guys. Outstanding. And a couple of things, guys, before we go into some of the announcements. This group that you heard from, you know, all the institutions, has produced some of our best, our strongest advocates for minority, small business hub. They've just been some of our best. And so every year we recognize them as well as other categories in December. And of course, I look at Dr. Clark. She is our reigning Minority Business Advocate of the Year. And of course, earlier, Veronica from HCC, Houston Community College, was on. Veronica, just a couple of years ago, was our Advocate of the Year. So, you know, this group has really, again, produced some of our best and most committed individuals when it comes to trying to make business happen at their respective institutions. And so we're just proud to have you. And again, Linnell, thank you so much. And thank you for the success story, because in the end, guys, it's all about successes. It's making business happen, and it's producing and making connections, those key contacts that lead to contracts, financing, bonding, and ultimately success stories that we can tout as we have with Nooksy. So thank you so much, Linnell. We appreciate all of the great work there at U of H, and keep doing what you do.
Thank you.
And,
I'm sorry, I have to jump off. I have a 1 o'clock.
You've done great, more than we've asked. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
And guys, we're missing Texas Southern. We lost them somewhere in the transition, but we'll have them back probably next month. Our next forum is going to be on October 26th. So I'll get Kirsten, see what happened. But one thing I will say, and I always think about this, Texas Southern is working. I know she's working.
I'm good.
She's working really hard. And one of the things that I can make note of was that they just completed at TSU their Learning Library Center. That's the first library that we built at TSU since 1957. And it's a beautiful facility. Of course, we're excited that one of our own in Roger Pumbro did win the contract and was the one who actually turned the lights on, because he's an electrical company. So very excited about Roger's work there at TSU, as well as his work at HCC. We just built, we built a new garage there a couple of years ago now. HCC West Loop campus is a night campus. And so Roger was able to come in and do all the lighting in that facility as well. That was $1 million electrical package. And of course, Roger is the president of Emerald Standard Electrical. So, but we're going to have TSU back and let Kirsten talk. With that, guys, I want to just take a few minutes to talk about some announcements. And of course, as you see on the screen, Manhattan Construction, you've heard me sing the praises of Manhattan over the years. We mentioned them as working with Skanska on the NRG football stadium, finishing that great project in 2004, 72,000 seat stadium. But of course, Manhattan has done, when it comes to not just stadiums, but I think about stadiums, but they did Metro's new facility there, right there at Maine. They've done, I guess, the Dynamo Stadium. University of Houston, we just heard from University of Houston. They did TDCU, University of Houston's new football stadium. They did the Cowboys Stadium. We saw the Cowboys, as some of us, I guess, last night. And they did the Cowboys Stadium in Arlington. They did the Texas Rangers Stadium. I think that was $1 billion stadium there. So, and on, the great work that Manhattan's done. And of course, you see there a couple of facilities, which is nice because these are Harris County projects. And Harris County, as many of you may know, should know, that we have an MWBE, a Minority Women Business Enterprise Program in Harris County, effective February this past year. And so we're really pushing those projects that are Harris County related. They really want to make this program work, and certainly general contractors like Manhattan that, as you see here, have 2 projects ongoing for Harris County. So guys, please be aware of it. Note that Harris County has, they don't have their own certification program, but they accept several certifications like the city, like Metro, and of course, a number of others. There's about 8 certifications. We'll have Pamela Chan, who's the diversity coordinator. We'll have her back. We had her a few months ago, and we'll certainly have her back. But I want to thank, in this particular screen, we were fortunate to have Lael Ellis, and you see here, Director of Community Relations and Inclusion. Lael does a fine job with Manhattan and trying to make sure that they bring in participation on projects. Next. DRC, you see that DRC as of July 15th, they're a company that was set forth by the city. The city has about 5 or 6 contractors that work directly with them. They're up and ready and able. As soon as we have a disaster like Hurricane Harvey back in 2017, we weren't quite as ready, quite as prepared. We didn't have as many people on the ground ready to go to clean up, to do repairs and all. And so the city contracted through the solid waste department with DRC and several other contractors. And so they posted their information. I know for a fact that DRC Emergency Services is out in Baton Rouge in New Orleans as a result of the recent storms, hurricane that we had. They're just, I guess, a few weeks, a month ago. So they've been doing great work out there. And that's some of their information. If you click on those subcontractor vendor profile information that you need to be in order to do business with DRC. Next. Still keeping with Harris County, you see Harris County Precinct 1, Commissioner Rodney Ellis is over that particular precinct. They're doing a lot of work. I mean, it includes NRG, that whole NRG complex, and goes all the way back through Rice and down Maine and beyond, much beyond. But that particular company, Johnson, has been working closely to try to identify capable MWBEs, because that's their program. Harris County's program is an MWBE program. You see flat work, landscaping, irrigation, paving. So they're looking to establish relationships with MWBEs in those categories. Next. Our great partner, strategic partner in Metro, had a chance to speak before their group just last month, and Metro has a $7.5 billion expansion. That's Metro Next. They've gotten into those particular projects, but that's an ongoing $7.65 billion expansion over the next 10 years. So we've got to stay in tune with Metro, and Sharonda Murray, you'll see here at the end. And their whole team does a fine by Alexander Ball, Otis. The whole team just does a fantastic job. They get people certified as an SBE, Small Business Enterprise. And so if you're not SBE, you need to get SBE with Metro. Next. And you see the Harris County Toll Road Project. You heard from Tiffany. Wow, Tiffany, right on time, huh? So Harris County has another project that's a toll road project in Skanska. You heard from Tiffany McCullough earlier. That's coming in pretty quick. And there's some of the scopes of work that she's provided for that project. So we're really excited about what she's doing with Harris County. Next. There's Tiffany again and her team. Hensel Phelps. Hensel Phelps is another one of our great general contractors. I remember some years ago, Holton, who we just heard from, Holton and I presented Hensel Phelps with an award for some of the great work that they were doing at UT, for UT. They did work for MD Anderson Cancer Center when we built the ambulatory facility in the early 2000s. They did quite a bit of work at UTMB after Hurricane Ike. I guess that was in 2008, when we had about $400 million of damage at UTMB in Galveston. And so we recognize Hensel Phelps for some of the work that they've done. But in this particular case, that's the Federal Inspection Building out at Bush. That's the FIS project. It's a $374 million project. They've got, the bid schedule has kind of been moving on. They've gotten into some of their big packages now. So please be aware. I mean, I think just last month we had Andre Cooper to talk a little bit about the project. They're really pushing hard. I think 20% participation goal. That's a City of Houston Airport System project, and a 5% WBE Women Business Enterprise goal. So just you know, I haven't seen as many GCs really push as hard as Hensel Phelps has, in particular on this project. I mean, $374 million out at Bush. Next. McCarthy is another great contractor that we have. They've got some opportunities. It's just a company that we need to get in tune with. I was speaking to their president not very long ago, and they've decided to do 15% minority participation on any project that they do, regardless of you know, whether it's a private sector project, like, and I'm thinking about projects that they're doing out in not the medical, in the medical center certainly, but in the museum district. They just finished the Holocaust Museum. They just finished work at the Museum of Fine Arts. And of course, all those projects they're looking to bring, have looked to bring on minority participation, but 15% goal on any projects in the Houston region. So Jim Stevens, the former president, has made that kind of commitment. So we're really proud of what they do. And McCarthy also does a lot of work out at the port. At the Northeast Water Purification Plant. That's a $1.765 billion expansion out at Lake Houston of our water plant. So just a number of varied projects in Port Arthur with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. So we thank McCarthy for the great work and the opportunities. Next. We have another section where we just like to highlight some of our small businesses. And of course, Impact Strategic Consulting has done a lot of work in mitigation type work and sustainability kind of work for, as it relates to COVID-19 in particular, and disasters in general. So we really appreciate them. Angelique Bartholomew has been a great contact, has worked with us very closely. So if you need any support services in that arena, Impact Strategic Consulting has been one of our best as it comes to small businesses. East Houston clinics, they now have 3 clinics. They've done testing. They're actually administering the vaccines. They've done just great work in the community. They've done breast cancer awareness and on and on. Reuben Shaw, the chief executive officer there, and we have his phone number. I would certainly suggest if you're looking to partner with a firm, small business that's been very active in the community with a lot of great support services, then, you know, East Houston has been just great for us. Next. NUC, National Urban Construction. NUC has done a number of projects. You know, we were just talking about University of Houston. I know they did some off-campus housing work there. We heard from Prairie View, A&M. I know that right as we started and in the midst of COVID, they've done some fogging to try to make sure that the buildings, whatever buildings that we were doing business in at Prairie View, they were clean and ready to be occupied. But they do a lot of interior build-out work as well, as you can see all their trade materials there. So interior build-out is really their specialization. So we're really proud of the work that they do. I know that they just recently acquired a project out near the Houston Business Development Inc. You know, we heard from David Vasquez, where his office is. That whole area, Martin Luther King and Griggs, is in an expansion mode, and NUC, National Urban Construction, is a part of that expansion and doing a great construction in that arena. Next. Navarro. And Sam Pineda is a fixture and has been so for many years. I know Navarro has been in existence, I think, for probably 25 years, just providing great insurance coverage. Sam, I know you're on. I know you saw where there's been some, I guess, several institutions have mentioned insurance coverages. I think even under Houghton with the University of Texas system, if I remember right. So please keep up with Navarro. You see the different offerings there: medical, life, AD&D, disability, dental, vision, long-term care, 401ks, other voluntary products. But we couldn't miss with Sam Pineda and Navarro Insurance Group. Next. Maribel, it's a good example. Maribel's a good example from Sunshine Personnel. She got in touch with me last night, and she said at the bottom, she said, Milton, I've got my number listed twice, and so on there we made a change. Where is it? I don't see the change, but we made a change. We sent it out this morning, but she has another number there on the right. And we made that change. So, but more importantly, Maribel with Sunshine Personnel Solutions, all types, as you can see, office professionals, industrial, maintenance, hospitality, transportation. She brings quality people to the table as a staffing agency. So Maribel, we thank you so much for all the great work that you've been doing and all the great community work. She does, she just had an event just, I guess it was last Wednesday, and had great attendance. So, and making sure that people, laborers have an opportunity to get work. So keep up the great work, Maribel from Sunshine Personnel. Next. You heard from Abel Garcia, NAMAC, and the great things that the National Association of Minority Contractors is doing. We got to keep up. They got the day of construction out at Sam Houston Raceway. I had somebody, Abel, I don't know if Abel is still with us, but they were asking about, normally we have a meeting on Thursday out at Donaraki. It's just a reception. But with the day of construction coming up soon, and of course, they just recently had a breakfast. I'll find out, and we'll post that information, and you'll hear from Abel as to whether or not on this Thursday, whether they're having another meeting at Donaraki. But they normally do. If we have our breakfast forum this Tuesday, normally they're eating. Okay, and then. And in closing, one of our last participants, I don't see the slide there, is Labor Now. And Labor Now has been doing a great job with providing immediate labor in the case of disasters. So the last time I talked to Nicole Saha, she was in Baton Rouge. She was working there, but she can supply labor immediately. She can get on the ground. When it comes to disasters, she does a great job, and more specific to disaster response, immediate response. So please note that she's always there and always available when it comes to staffing those kinds of emergencies. With that, guys, I want to thank our sponsors. We always have great sponsors. And of course, in closing, we have our tip of the month. Our tip of the month for the last few months has come from the American Red Cross, and that's COVID related, as well as hurricane and emergency preparedness related. So we thank the Red Cross for keeping us updated on how we need to be better prepared in the case of emergencies. And again, thanks to all of the people who participated. You guys did a wonderful job, and I'm so proud of the work that you're doing. And you know that you can come back. This is an annual event, folks, but from time to time, they're always involved. Anytime they have announcements, And in particular, when we're back in person, they usually have almost all of them have exhibit tables. So we're looking forward to getting back in the next couple of months. Again, you see on the screen some of our great sponsors who've been so for many years now. And we thank them all for the great work that they do, and certainly sponsoring us, because without them, we wouldn't have the opportunities, we wouldn't have the support. So we thank you all for being with us. We had a lot of people speaking, but gosh, we're just about right on time in closing out. And next month, we look forward to seeing you. You'll hear more about our upcoming opportunities. You'll be hearing from us. But the next Breakfast Forum webinar is going to be Tuesday, October 26th. And again, we also thank MCA Communications, for their support in putting this event on. Again, without their support, we couldn't be here. And they've been so kind to make their offices available, their showrooms available. So it's a great facility. I've had the pleasure of working with them, with MCA for over 20 years. And I can tell you a quick story. Downtown, in particular, when Enron, if you guys remember Enron, I guess, I don't know, debacle, but Enron went out back in 2000. I didn't realize it was that long ago, 2001. And when Enron closed, then Chevron moved into that Enron building. So I think that was Enron 4. That building was Allen Center 4. There's 4 buildings there, right there at Smith and Clay. And so Chevron moved into the Enron building. And so at that time, of course, we had to redo all the wiring and the cabling. So we called on MCA Communications to do that project again in 2001 for Chevron. And so now 20 years later, MCA Communications is still doing business with Chevron. So that's a testament to the kinds of work, the quality of work that they do, and getting work done on time, in budgets, and certainly caring for the kinds of work they do and the people they work for. So again, thanks to MCA, and thank you guys for being here with us today. We'll see you next month. Take care, be safe, and let's do business. Thank you.